Collection Spotlight.
Hello everyone, and welcome once again to the Collector Side. I am your humble host, The Collector, and I have a very special treat for you guys today. It's been in my collection for a long time actually, so it's really not a new item. It's an old item. It's an older release, but I have been waiting for a good time to open it. I've started reworking my Star Wars display at home, and I finally decided that it is time to take the figure out of the box, set him up, and I wanted to share with you guys why I selected this particular figure for my collection. Now I'm talking about Star Wars, and I'm talking about Hot Toys. So, basically, I have here the Hot Toys MMS 418 1/6 figure, the Star Wars Han Solo disguised as Stormtrooper. Why did I pick that figure? So this is something that I had really tried to select carefully. I picked this particular figure for a few reasons. One reason was I really liked the design of the Stormtrooper costume itself. I felt that compared to previous releases of the standard Stormtrooper from the original trilogy Star Wars, the Stormtrooper costume itself was a little bit better. I liked the proportions a little bit more. I liked the details a little bit more. And so that's one thing that drew me to this particular version. The other thing that drew me to this particular version was the fact that if you got this particular figure set, it comes with the light up display background, which I really like, and it comes with the Han Solo head portrait of him smirking, which is really cool. If you have the regular edition Han Solo figure, which I do, I happen to at home have the 2-pack of the Chewbacca and Han Solo set from New Hope, and this particular figure you can interchange the head portraits. So if you have that Han Solo figure or just the regular released Han Solo figure, you can swap the heads. So you have two different facial expressions for Han Solo depending on your display. For me, I'm probably going to use it more for Stormtrooper display, and the other great thing about this figure set is that it comes with a neck adapter so that you can fit the helmet on like a standard head, which is awesome. Now, the other thing that I really enjoy about this particular figure is the fact that the helmet is really detailed. So we're going to unbox this thing, I'm going to take it out of the package, I'm going to show you what's going on inside, and we are going to explore why I picked this particular figure over most of the other releases of standard Stormtroopers. The newer edition Stormtroopers that are, I think, in the process of being shipped now, they're nice figures. I like them. They're designed well. They've made a lot of improvements. I picked this up a while ago, and since I have this, I have no desire to pick up any of the new Stormtroopers. I happen to love this particular version. So I'm happy with it, and I'm going to open this up so we can take a look and see what's inside, what he comes with, all the different bits and pieces, and I'll show you those details and why I like those particular features. So I'm going to crack this thing open. Get the good old flop out of the shipper. We got plastic. I'm going to open up the plastic. Okay. So we got the box. Han Solo as Stormtrooper. And all the wonderful, talented artists that are responsible for this particular figure on the back. Okay, but it's your standard black Star Wars box. Nothing too special about the box. I mean, you know, that's not really why we buy these, right? Well, at least in some cases. Now, I always like the box art. Now, I have the New Hope Luke Skywalker, and I like the pictures that they put in here. I think these are really cool. To be honest, you know, you really can make a nice little, like, kind of cinematic backdrop if you recycle these. Me personally, I don't have the room for that, but, you know, it does make for a nice little cinematic backdrop. So, here we have him. And there we go. Now he has his Han Solo portrait. We've got the neck adapter, helmet, and all these different bits and pieces for Stormtrooper accessories, the cufflinks for Chewbacca, got his blaster, got the little communicator, we've got the extra wrist pegs, here's that little butt pack thing that they wear, and then when you take this top portion out, you can see behind him rests the displayed background, which is something I really enjoy. Now the new one comes with that, so if you're missing, don't feel like you're missing out. You know, basically you can, you know, you just pick up the new one. The deluxe version I think is like $225, something like that, and the regular version is like $179-ish, you know, somewhere along those lines. This particular one happens to come with all the stuff, which I am very happy it does. So we are going to first take out two parts. I'm taking out the helmet and I'm taking out the neck adapter. Here's your neck adapter. It's a little foam wrap. It inserts inside the helmet, and then the ball joint for the neck pops right in there. So that's a really nice little feature. Excellent paint applications. I mean, as you know, you guys know, Hot Toys. I mean, to be honest, I have yet to open a Hot Toy figure where the paint applications are disappointing. Maybe that's just me, but for whatever reason, I have yet to have a bad experience, knock on wood. You know, that's just me. So here is the helmet. I'm gonna zoom in on this so you guys can see it. All right, there we go, come on. There we go. All right, so we've got the Stormtrooper helmet. Really nice paint applications. Nice and clean, nice and neat. And then in here is really where you get to see the cool stuff. I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go. See, now look in there. If you guys can see in there, I'm gonna try to focus in there, but if you guys can see inside the helmet, there's all these little details and sculpted aspects of the helmet that are just so nice to have done. And I just love that. You've got the, you know, there's the display here. I mean, just look at the details inside the helmet. That's another reason that I really enjoy this, is you've got the mouthpiece. I mean, there's all these little technical features inside the helmet that you wouldn't think they would put into a figure, but you know, they put it in the helmet. I love that. I just think it's so cool to have the detail. Do you need it? No, because if you're gonna use it as a Stormtrooper, you pop the adapter in and it just goes right in there and you're gonna pop the helmet right on, but you have it, which is so cool. I love that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of hands. We've got our blaster. Now, interestingly enough, not a lot of people know this, but there's a stabilizer for the blaster that goes and opens out like that. Pretty cool, huh? Mostly in the film, I don't even think you see this in use, but I just think it's really cool that they pay so much attention to detail that they actually put that in there, which is just so nice to have. And you wouldn't even know it. It's a blaster. But this whole bottom part folds out. I love that. It's such a nice little touch. Clips right back into place. We've got the Chewbacca cuffs, and they're attached. As you can see that, they're attached to each other right there. So we've got the Chewbacca cuffs, and we've got his little communicator right here for when they're trapped in the garbage chute. Freebio! Freebio! So that's pretty cool. Here's that little butt pack that kind of hangs off the utility belt here. You see that? Little butt pack. We've got our standard wrist pegs, and then of course we've got our hands, and we've got all that good stuff here. So now I'm gonna just take this back piece off so we can take a look at that display base underneath. And I'm gonna show that to you guys next. And then we'll get the figure himself off the plastic. All right. But here is all the parts for the light up backdrop. That is one thing I'm really excited about, to set this up. So, and it's a lot taller than I expected, so I'm gonna have to rethink my display shelf a little bit. I'm gonna have to spread it a little farther apart. It's a good thing it's a work in progress. Otherwise I'd be getting very annoyed with myself. But everything looks good. So let's pop that out, just because I have been dying to see this. Now, one thing you guys want to remember on the display bases. Now, this one is just your typical base, the floor. That's the floor for the Death Star. But on some of the other Star Wars bases, like for example, A New Hope, Luke Skywalker, Chewbacca, you know, other Star Wars figures from the original trilogy, at least, and some other, you know, depending on which figure you're getting, the grates that are the base. It's a little tricky to figure out where to put the little pelvis stand, but just be patient with it. You will figure it out. It's no big deal. It will fit in any one of those slots. So just remember that. It'll clip in. You just have to be careful. I just think this is so awesome. Just needs a battery, which I don't have any batteries on hand, but whatever. I will enjoy this at home. And maybe I do have, you know what? I don't think I have any batteries here with me, so, oh well. But, here we go. So we're gonna just get him out. All right. And we've got a young Harrison Ford right there. Look at that. Just look at this. Beautiful. I mean, the face sculpt is just really amazing. You gotta love this stuff. I mean, just, you gotta love it. Okay. Now I noticed one little imperfection, which is these little magnets here. This little magnet seems to have popped off the faux leather strap, and that's no big deal. I'm not upset about that. However, I do need to put the little butt pack on. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to leave this in the plastic, but the other thing I also like, now if you'll notice in some of these Stormtroopers, there are different dot combinations, and there's different color dot combinations. So his particular version has that dot combination, which I don't really know what the significance is, but you know, if you look at some other versions, you'll see different colors, gray, black, stuff like that. And then, of course, got just really nice details for pretty much everything. Now the shoulder pads are a little bit difficult, but you just slide them up, and excellent range of motion. I mean, you know, the reviews are out for the most part, but I really just wanted to share why I chose this particular version. That was really the most important goal for me for this video, is to just share with you guys why I like this particular Hot Toy Stormtrooper combination figure best, and as far as other choices that I might have had. Just the fact that it's got the Han Solo, that's really what does it for me, to be honest with you. So what I'm going to do is gently pop that Han Solo head off, and I'm going to put the Stormtrooper helmet in place. Just a second. So you have to be careful with the adapter. It can go a little higher. You want to probably put the adapter on before you actually put the figure together. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop the adapter on gently. Always read instructions. I glanced at the instructions ever so briefly, but that is just one important lesson to learn when you're dealing with these Hot Toy figures. You must read the instructions. You never want to pose the Hot Toy figures without reading the instructions. There are limitations to the joints depending on the character. See, for example, like that's about as far up on the shoulders as he's supposed to go. He's not going to do this. He's not going to do that. He will, you know, you got to slide the shoulder pads up a little bit. Now his range of motion is okay, but you want to make sure that you don't exceed his capabilities. Otherwise he'll break, and then you're going to be really upset. So all these little padding pieces and stuff, but this is basically what it looks like with the neck adapter for the helmet, and then you just slide the helmet on. And lo and behold, you've got a Stormtrooper. There you are. And his little buttons fell off. So, I'm just going to slide that back on. And then we can assemble the rest of the thing. So, now my desk surface is a little slippery, but I want him to be holding the blaster. I want to have that hand, and I want to have, let's see, I'm going to pick the right hand firing. That's the hand I want to be holding his blaster. Scope, such a nice detail. It's really just You gotta love the details. But so that's a big reason why I picked this particular figure. I'm gonna zoom out rather. One of the big reasons why I picked this particular figure is the ability to change head portraits. I just think that is fantastic. I love the detail in the helmet. I like the proportion of the Stormtrooper. If you'll notice on the figure set, the Stormtroopers for the figure set, if you're looking at the figure set, are different. Like the proportions are different. You have a shorter Stormtrooper and a bigger Stormtrooper. Han kind of fits into the bigger Stormtrooper. So, there we go. All right, and we're gonna pop on base parts like so. Bum, 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 bum. Just gotta be careful. Gently. Gently. There we are. And I will try to find a picture to put at the end of this video where the batteries are lit up. And let's see. That's right. Okay, so we're gonna just clear this off. Now I showed you guys all the accessories, but here are the other hands. You've got the communicator holding hand right here. See how he has his thumb position? There's two of those for left and right. You've got one sort of open hand. You've got the opposite hand blaster rifle. Hold finger with the finger on the trigger. See? And then you've got two fists. So you've got those, you've got the communicators, you've got the handcuffs for Chewbacca, you've got the alternate wrist pegs in case you break one, because let's face it, that happens to all of us. We've also, of course, got the little butt pouch, which something about the butt pouch. I love the butt pouch. I can't help, not loving the butt pouch. Now, you don't need the crotch holder, really. It's not necessary, but to get a nice cinematic pose where you're not going to be afraid to accidentally bump your shelf or have to murder your children for bumping into your shelf. It adds extra stability to use it. It's not necessary to use it, but ta-da, it adds extra stability. Phew. There we have it. See, I'm adjusting a little bit. Now, of course, that's going to be coming home with me, but let me just show you also a little bit of a close-up on the Han Solo portrait. Let's get this to focus. La-da-da, la-da-dee, la-da-doo. Yoo-hoo. Come on. Harrison Ford. Get my face out of the way, maybe it will. There it is. Now, look at that. That is just unbelievable, isn't it? Look at that head sculpt. It's ridiculously awesome. And I love the golden textures in the brown hair, the shiny, like the paint job on the hair alone is just magnificent. I mean, really just amazing. And you got the eyeballs are glossy. I'm trying to keep it in focus. Sorry about that. Oh well. Well, but you know what I mean. If you have it, you have it. But you get like this shiny golden brown. I mean, it's just really amazing. I'm gonna zoom that out. I'm gonna hold that up a second. But that's another thing that just really, made me want to get this particular figure, is because I can add this Han Solo head portrait to the other Han Solo that has a more serious expression. So he's kind of smirking, snarky, you know what I mean? Like it just fits with his character. So it's a really nice bonus to have that head portrait in this figure set. But there you have it. I'm holding his foot a little in place, but here you go. So Ta-da. And that, my friends, is the Star Wars Hot Toys Han Solo disguised as Stormtrooper figure set. Hands down, just an awesome, awesome figure. I absolutely love it. I am crazy about this piece, and I can't recommend it enough. Find it wherever you can find it. Don't get too crazy with what you pay for it, okay? Just, you know, I got a great deal on this. I got it almost retail. I was lucky. Somebody was just trying to unload their collection, so it worked out nicely. He was new, even more lucky, but don't overpay. Watch, bide your time. Don't be in a rush. It just worked out for me that I got a good deal on it. This was a birthday gift as it was, so it just worked out nicely. But don't overpay if you can help it. I wouldn't overpay. It's not worth overpaying. If you find that the extra head portrait and all the bits and pieces aren't worth it, and you know the new Stormtrooper with the backdrop is, I think it's like $225 or something like that now. The other thing is, if you see like the back, there's nothing here. There's a little slot to hold a card. So if you wanted to, you could just measure this out, get a piece of cardstock, and print the Death Star hallway and slide it right in there. That's what that's for. So what they did basically was they have this little backdrop slot. Now, I don't see a backdrop in this. I mean, I'm assuming like I could cut that to size if I wanted to. You could do that. That'd be kind of cool. But that's a story for another day. So, thank you guys for tuning in and watching this figure unboxing just rant of awesomeness, because I absolutely love this figure. I really appreciate you tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I post videos as often as possible. I'm trying to do some more for the fall. Summer was crazy. But that's pretty much it. That is the Hot Toys Han Solo disguised as Stormtrooper action figure set. It is awesome. I love it, and I'm so glad I have it. So take care, keep calm, pose on, happy collecting, and I will see you guys next time.